Have you ever met a person and you shook hands with them and their handshake was absolutely terrible? Their eye contact started jittering around the room and you started thinking to yourself, is this person even real? Is this person truly present with me in this conversation? Well, if you have ever experienced something like this, I'm gonna show you how you can never make this horrible first impression and rather to make the most brilliant first impression so you can be remembered with people for years to come. If you don't know me, my name is Martin and I have helped my clients to achieve charisma mastery, and that's why in today's video I'm gonna reveal to you the exact strategy that I taught them. And also, just a quick disclaimer, I'll be talking today about the verbal first impression, not about the preconceived first impression. The preconceived first impression is a first impression that someone makes after just seeing you. But the verbal first impression is when they finally understand you, is when they will finally hear your voice, when they will make physical contact with you. That is the verbal first impression. So that's why I'll be talking about that one in today's video. Let's first start with one of the most important things. Before I go into any social interaction, I need to show to the other person that I actually see them. When I first meet someone, I usually do this. This eyebrow raise is a perfect way how you can make someone see you. Because most of the time when we look at someone on the street or we look at someone who is just in some cafe, they may look behind their shoulder and they might be like, is this person really looking at me? And if you do this, the other person immediately now knows that you are looking at them. And also a very important thing about this is that it shows emotion. It shows that you are actually human. Because we all know these people who will just go into a conversation and you don't know if they are liking you, you don't know if they are hating you, you don't know if they are jealous of you, you don't know anything. They are just, nice to meet you, bro. Yeah. And you are thinking out to yourself, what is happening? My brain goes crazy when I meet these people because they are unable to read, and I am then thinking and overthinking in my mind if this person is truly on my side or not. That's why this amazing eyebrow raise with a slight smile and with a head tilted high will show to the other person that you are there for them and that you are there like a true human being, not like a robot. After I do my emotional cue like this, I will go for a handshake. And there is two types of handshakes, and both of them are terribly wrong. One is the type of handshake that screams weakness to me. And yes, this handshake happens a lot of times. It is that type of handshake when you will go and you will not squeeze the entire hand like this, you just squeeze the the fingers like this. And it is a terrible handshake to make. Whenever that handshake happens, because yes, it can happen on mistake. But whenever that handshake happens, you need to have the confidence and say to the other person, that was shit, dude, let's do that again. For example, I was just yesterday in the gym and I was going away because I finished my workout and I wanted to go home. So I said goodbye to everyone in the gym, and the last guy I said goodbye to, we went for a handshake, but I grabbed his fingers like this, which was a terrible way how to end our conversation. That's why whenever that happens, I always come up to that person and say, let's actually do that again. That was shit. And the guy immediately started laughing because he knew that handshake was absolutely terrible. So that's why whenever you will do this stupid weak handshake, maybe they will squeeze your fingers or you will squeeze their fingers, not their entire palm. Call it out and say, let's do that again, that was horrible. And make a joke out of it. And the other person will 100% of the times just agree. The second handshake that is absolutely terrible and is destroying your charisma is the handshake where the other person crushes or you crush the other person's hand. Usually, these people who do this are extremely insecure in themselves. Why? Because they need to show a lot of dominance right off the bat. They don't understand that the handshake can be firm, but not dominant. This is very important that you need to remember. I will say this again. Handshake should be firm, not bone crushing. if you do this bone-crushing handshake, the other people will look at you and will be like, why did you do that? Why? I've met thousands upon thousands of people in my life, and every 5% does this. So if you are in both of these categories, either you have this handshake that is absolutely pussy-like, or you have this handshake that crushes the other person's hand, you need to have the 50-50 balance split right here. You need to just come to the conversation and say, hello, squeeze them with 50%. 50%. You don't want to go above 50% because that's when you will crush them, and below 50% you will look like a pussy. There are also small mistakes that happen when people are doing handshakes. For example, you have probably seen some people do this type of handshake. Take a closer look at this finger. When they will go for a handshake, they will do this. And this finger right here is super annoying. There were studies shown that literally said that people, when they handshake people and they do this, they feel uncomfortable. They feel like the other person is deceiving them in some sort of way. Their brain releases some sort of hormones that make the other person feel obnoxious. So if you don't want to look on your first impression absolutely terrible, then normal handshake is the best way you can go. But now I want to start with something verbal, something that you can actually implement literally today after you finish this video. And that is the verbal thing that you will say. After you will do this and you will shake hands with the other person, now it is very important that the first words that come out of your mouth are crispy, are interesting. And I'm gonna give you two strategies how you can do this. The first one is the honest compliment. That's what I love to do. That's what people love to hear. When you will come to someone, do this, and say, dude, I absolutely love your head. It looks extremely sexy on you. That person will be remembered in your mind for a millennia. Because they have taken their time to notice something about you. Something that you have put some time in. For example, how you can do this is to observe something that they have put on. What I like to do on first impressions is to not observe their eyes, their hands, something that they were born with. Reason for that is because they have not worked for it. But if I compliment something that they have worked just a little bit on, that is gonna spike their oxytocin, which is a hormone of love, 10 times. That means I will compliment their dressing style, I'll compliment their glasses, I'll compliment their perfume. Perfume is one of the best ways how you can compliment someone, by the way. If you go for an handshake and you say, wow, something smells highly intellectual here. Imagine how well and how amazing would the other person feel. One day I was going around girls. I unfortunately didn't say this compliment, I have to be honest. But one day I was in the gym and there were two girls and I went to pick up my weight just to put it on the bar. And I picked the weight and I smelled their perfume, and the first thing that I wanted to say, something smells super nice here. Imagine how of an amazing emotion would that spark in them. Unfortunately, I didn't do it back then. Now I regret it. So whenever you will just go into a situation, a first impression, compliment something that you are seeing or smelling. Something that you are seeing should be something that they have worked hard on. Their fashion style, their glasses, whatever. Fashion style is probably the best. And smelling their perfume. Oh, they're gonna love it. They're gonna absolutely adore you after you say this. That is the first strategy. Just to observe something honest about them that they have worked hard on. Second thing is just to start storytelling. I was on a bus stop yesterday and I was with my friends, and there was this one girl, and my two friends started talking in Ukraine because we have a lot of Ukrainian refugees from the war here in Slovakia, but I couldn't understand even a single thing that they were saying. So that girl came up to me and I started storytelling. By the way, I've never met this girl in my entire life, but I immediately started storytelling. Just to give you some context, she was telling me how she was caught in a bus without a ticket. So now she has to pay her fine. So I said to her my story, how one day I was in a bus and one very pretty girl came to check my bus ticket. And I started rizzing her, and I said, "Whew, I didn't expect such a pretty lady to be checking my bus ticket." It's a short story, but it spikes emotion. It spikes something that is interesting about the other person. So if you either can observe something about them or can share something interesting about you, that is a perfect way how to start your first impression. And that storytelling of me just saying that one simple story of me just seducing the lady who was controlling the bus tickets was just enough to spike some sort of emotion. Some sort of emotion that I am more than a regular person. I'm someone who has a story behind them. And there was one amazing quote that Andrew Huberman said: people are connected through two things: music and storytelling. So if you want to, and also if you want to become the most charismatic version of yourself and you have enjoyed the knowledge that I've provided you in today's video, I have my course and my charisma program as the first link in the description. You can join in just $47 per month, and the price will be increasing on 10 members by $10. So right now is your only chance to get my course and my private coaching literally for $47 per month. So if you are interested in becoming the most charismatic version of yourself and learning basically everything when it comes to charisma in conversations, first impressions, speaking, body language, confidence, friendships, humor, seduction, storytelling, millions of different things, then click the first link in the description. I will see you right there. And also, if you want to make people love you in just saying one sentence, then you should click this video right here. Live a happy life.